G'day everyone, how's it going? It's Alex from iHealth Saunas here with Bruce from iHealth Saunas. Bruce, how are you going, mate?
Oh, amazing. Thank you. Sitting here in our four-person sauna on a very cold Melbourne morning. I think it's about 6 degrees outside, but it's a lot warmer than that in here. So very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, nice. Very lucky to be able to sit in a sauna at this time of year here in Melbourne. So today on this video, we are sharing some of the amazing insights that we received from our iHealth customers. We sent a communication around to our clients a couple of weeks ago asking about how they're staying well throughout isolation, certainly here in Victoria, but across the country, we've all had to deal with some form of isolation recently. And we wanted to know how our clients sort of managed that and stayed healthy throughout that time. And it's safe to say we received some amazing feedback and insights and thoughts. And so we wanted to share some of those with you all, and also share some of some of the things we're doing personally, Bruce and myself, on how to stay healthy and stay focused and keeping our mind in the right frame during this, what is a weird time, I guess. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first I want to share is from Karen Ferg74. And Karen says, I'm learning how to knit. It's quite relaxing and also challenging myself to learn a new language, Chinese, whilst running on the treadmill. Karen, that is awesome. I think this is such a great time to learn something new. We have generally we have some extra time on our hands at the moment, and I can just imagine being on the treadmill trying to get the pronunciation right. That sounds amazing. So I love that one.
Yeah, thank you. And the next one is from Tina, and I like this one because it's just really simple and back to basics. It's stay positive. Get an hour of exercise a day, eat plenty of fruit and vegetables, and keep in touch with family and friends, and study. So really like that one. Nice and simple, straightforward. Just good advice. So thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I love that one. Let's not overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
Eat well, chat with your friends and family. Love it. The next one is from at Nikki_Cornfield_AU. Nikki says, pulling everything inside and grounding. This has been a time to build my coaching business online in order to help others reconnect to themselves and find their own power to heal. Yes, this has been a time to focus on the important things: nature, self, family, and health. I planted a garden, invested in a sauna, and turned my attention off outside to inside, where all the answers are. It's also been a time to write my book and share the message of natural health and healing to others. It's been a time to hear from the garden, detox from my outside stimuli, and slow down. Oh, and tell everyone about my sauna. I couldn't agree more, Nikki. It is such a great time to go inward and see what's going on in here and connect with ourselves, to turn the news off and focus on our lives a bit. So some really great insight there, and it sounds like you're having a really powerful and sort of creative time during your isolation. So I love it.
Yeah, I like it, the fact she's also using this time as an opportunity to build her business, which is great. So well done, Nikki. All right, the next one is from Jade Hillary with an extra Y on the end. So I'm not sure if that's a Instagram handle or not, because she doesn't put that in. But anyway, listen to your body, relax when you can and when you feel able to. Do a bit of extra of what makes you happy. For me, I've worked a few extra emergency nursing shifts and COVID clinic shifts wherever I feel up to it, purely to pay off the sauna I've ordered as a COVID treat. Treat yourself. That's fabulous, Nikki. And look, a big shout out to all of the emergency workers, the people working on the front line, in the hospitals, and as paramedics, and the doctors, and all of the associated workers. You've done an amazing job through these times, and particularly in Vic, where there's been a lot of pressure on you guys. So well done. And that's some really just simple, straightforward advice. Thanks, Chad.
Yeah, I love that. Do a bit extra of what makes you happy, I think. Some wise words there. Probably something we could focus on throughout our life in general. So yeah, I really love that. The next one is from Gail. And Gail says, first thing of the morning, I lay on my acupressure mat and pillow. This helps my soreness on my back and shoulders as well as my neck. I do this for about 20 minutes. Then I stand on the mat for as long as I can for my feet. I then have my coffee and yogurt and a bottle of water. I go for a walk for about an hour and then have lunch consisting of brown rice, sweet chili tuna, and 4-bean mix. This keeps me full until dinner time usually. I drink as much water as possible throughout the day to keep hydrated. I then cook a beautiful meal for dinner consisting of either some form of protein and fresh vegetables. For dessert, my hubby has a sweet tooth, lol. I cook either baked rice or we have a fresh fruit with a dab of cream or natural ice cream. After dinner, I go down to our one-person sauna, which I've had now for just over 12 months, and relax for 30 to 40 minutes whilst my hubby is having his nightly nap in his recliner upstairs. Having my shower, and then I'm ready for bed. Our rescue cat, Tigger, usually watches me in the sauna until he goes to sleep on the floor or pool table. He's such a sweetie, but in brackets, but naughty. I love that, Gail. What I love about that is there's a clear focus throughout your day as to what you're doing to look after yourself. And as we all know, for me, my number one priority is to ensure that I'm looking after my health as best possible. And that means that throughout my day, I'm always focusing on the things I'm doing to look after my health. And it sounds like you're doing the same, Gail. So well done to you. I love that one.
Yeah, that's terrific. Good work, Gail. All right, so let's just get up to the next one here. All right, this is from Instagram handle Sherry Mac 83. So thank you, Sherry. As a mama, homeschooling 2 kids, working full time and running a household, I've been very conscious of well-being for everyone in our home. There's a lot of people in that situation too, by the way. So kudos to all you mums and dads out there doing homeschooling. Firstly, we are not watching the news and limiting our social media activity, only using it to stay in contact with my family. We're using our calming essential oils as often as possible and take full advantage of our 1 hour to exercise outside of the home. Obviously, these guys are based in Victoria. Choosing a time of the day to get the most natural vitamin D exposure. We try to do mindful walking with the kids and get them spotting different things in our neighborhood. Fabulous. We're eating lots of fresh fruit and vegetables, and the kids are even cooking nutritious meals now. Family meals, I should say. To get my me time, I am doing 2 things. First, I'm doing at-home exercising using Les Mills on demand. And then secondly, I'm getting in my sauna every day with some blue light and frankincense. I generally do this at the end of the day to wind down from my busy day. The kids are doing taekwondo virtually, and we do a gratitude practice every dinner at night, which is fabulous. Lots of hugs and kisses and expanding our minds through books and conversations. To have a good old belly laugh. We have dusted off those old ball games and enjoying that family time. And we're just going to quite say the last bit there. And on a Friday before sunset, you will find us around the fire pit listening to some good music. That's really cool. I love that. So much stuff going on there, everything from the gratitude to the family time, to making sure they laugh, spending some time. She's getting some me time, which is obviously, I think, really important, particularly for those, those mums and dads, at home doing the homeschooling stuff. And just getting like all of the things in, like the cooking, the kids are learning to cook, they're eating lots of good foods, and they're really concentrating on looking after themselves. I think making the most of this time together, which is fabulous. So well done, Sherry.
Yeah, and what I love about that one as well, besides the fact I just want to go and be in that household, because it sounds like there's so many great things happening, is they're really making the most out of the technology too. They're doing taekwondo via Zoom. They were doing something else as well online. And, we all know that meeting over Zoom is not the same as meeting in person. Doing workouts over Zoom is not the same. But the fact is that that's the best we can do at the moment. And they're making the most of that. And I really love that. I think that's really important. And to finish off, the last one that we've picked out today is from Susan_J Ham. Hey, Susan. I bought a sauna last year to assist in my breast cancer recovery. I established a good morning routine and I'm sticking to it. I sauna first thing with my hot lemon. Okay, I'm assuming that means hot lemon water. As soon as I get in, I dry brush face and body, which gets the lymphatic system going. I then read some kind of spiritual text before meditating. Sometimes I listen to calming music instead of meditation. My sauna is like my spiritual pod. So many insights have manifested in it. It's such a wonderful way to start my day. After my sauna, I shower, then walk my dog. This routine empowers me and gives me something tangible to keep cancer away and keep my mind still. Susan, you're doing an awesome job, and it's a great example of creating a morning routine that sets you up for the day and ticks off a number of things. We're meditating, we're in the sauna, we're sweating, we're reducing the toxic burden on the body, we're hydrating, and I think that's why sauna is such a powerful tool to have. So well done, Susan. That's an awesome little routine you got going on there. So thank you everyone who sent in. Those were our kind of 6 that we picked out today. There was heaps that got sent through. So thank you everyone for sending in your ISO tips. I hope that everyone listening to this has gotten some ideas. And so
we're going to announce the winner, Alex.
Yes, we did have a winner. So for everyone who sent in their tips, they went in the draw to win a footstool. And the winner was announced, and that was Craig Nickel 97. Craig will be in touch to organise your footstool to be sent out to you. Thank you everyone who entered and sent in their tips, and congratulations, Craig. Thank you for reminding me of that, Bruce. And to finish off, Bruce and I just wanted to share, based on what we've read and our own experiences and our own personal focus on looking after this body that we've been gifted, we wanted to share our own ISO tips, given we're currently in the middle of 6 weeks of stage 4 isolation here in Vic. And so, Bruce, did you want to go first, or did you want me to go first?
You can go first, Alex.
Okay, cool. So a couple of things I wanted to share. The first one is creating a stack. So what we heard from a few people here, and what I do in my day-to-day, is like stacking a few things together in a period of time. For me, it's the morning. So yesterday I was up, I meditated for 30 minutes, then I went for a walk, then I had then I went for a run, then I jumped in the sauna, and then showered off, and that was my day. And so putting a few things together in the morning where you're addressing a few of your health fundamentals, it's a great time to do that. And then, even if I'm on a walk, perhaps taking my shoes off and grounding as well. So I'm walking, I'm out in nature, then I'm connecting in with the earth. If I'm in the sauna, I might do some meditation in the sauna. So I'm sweating, but I'm meditating. I'm finding some time for myself. So stacking a few of these different health modalities and routines together is a really great way to kind of get the most out of your time at the moment. During isolation as well, we're not going and doing a bunch of external things, and so it's a great time to go internal. It's a great time to focus on your internal world, but also connecting in with, hey, like, is this how I want to be spending my life? Am I where I want to be right now? What can I change? It's a great opportunity to ask yourself some of those bigger questions, and go inward and see what's going on in there. My next one would be, we have a lot of extra time at the moment. And so using our brain to learn something new. We heard about, I can't remember the lady's name, but she was learning Chinese. And I think that's awesome. I'm focusing on trying to learn some Italian at the moment. So it's a great time. We've got a bit of extra time. Perhaps we're not commuting to work every day, and learning something new is a good way to keep us occupied when we can't go out and do the usual things that we're doing. And lastly, I just try and focus on changing my environment as much as I can throughout the day. The beautiful thing about exercise is you focus on the intensity of the exercise in that moment. And then when you go back to work for the day or whatever it is you're spending most of your time doing, you have a bit of perspective there. And I certainly noticed when we were isolating initially, I'd just spend all day sitting at the desk at home, and then by the end of the day, I'd just be so like focused on this one thing that I perhaps wasn't thinking clearly. And by spending that time and going for a walk or doing some exercise or just reading a book or just changing the environment you're in, helps, because when you go back to whatever it is you're doing, you have a bit of that sort of greater context and perspective. So that would be my kind of ISO tips.
Fabulous. Awesome, Alex. Thank you. And I agree with all the things Alex said. And, for me, I like that stacking. I do that because there's extra time. Like a lot of people have got extra time because they're not traveling to work, obviously, particularly in Vic. But even if there's still a lot of people working from home all over the country. So use that extra time wisely. And, I was actually saying to Alex this morning, like, I get up at 5:30 most mornings, and by the time I sit down at my desk at I don't know 8:30, 8:45 or something, I've already done 3 hours of stuff, which is really cool. I think though, for me, the overarching thing is the reality is that we're all in kind of different situations, and some of us have been really put through the ringer with this thing. Some people have lost their jobs, some people have just not got much work. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and there are two things that we can control in our life, and that is how we react to things and our actual reactions or actions as a result of how we react. So you've got a choice about how you can react to the current situation that you're personally in, and that we're in as a wider community. And for me, I've always taken that. Okay, so how can I make the most of this situation? The reality is, whether or not you or I or anybody agrees with how this kind of whole thing is being handled, that doesn't matter. The fact is that it's being handled the way that it is, and unfortunately, we've just got to comply to some of this stuff. We've just got to get through it. But having hope and faith, and knowing that like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that we're going to get back to some sort of normality, and that's okay. So it's how you react, how you think, that's the most important thing, I think. All of those other tips that we've heard today are fabulous, and if you're not doing it, I implore them to take you on, because that's how you react. You're choosing to take actions to do things to improve yourself in some way, whether it be the health of the mind or the health of the body or the health of your relationships within your family. So that's really my number one tip, in conjunction with everything else I spoke about today. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, I think that it comes back to what Sherry Mack said. We could focus on, oh, I can't go and do my workouts anymore. I can't see anyone. Zoom's not that good. Or we can focus on, hey, I've got Zoom. Isn't that amazing? I can still see people that I want to see. Hey, I can still chime into a workout and get some part of that experience that I like about working out with other people. Like you said, at this moment in time, it's what we focus on. We can focus on all of the bullshit that's going on in the world that we don't agree with, or we can focus on the opportunities that this has provided. And I think that's really insightful what you just said there, Bruce. So couldn't agree more.
Thank you. Well, what you focus on expands, Alex. So.
Yes. I know that to be true. So cool. I hope these tips have been beneficial for everyone. Again, thank you to everyone who sent in their tips from the iHealth Sauna community. I'm so grateful to have a community of people who are into this stuff, like Bruce and myself and everyone else on the iHealth Sauna team is. It's really, really cool. If you still have some ISO tips, send them in. We'd love to hear from you. We can feature you on our Instagram. And stay in touch with what we're doing. And I don't have anything else to say. Happy isolation for everyone else who in Victoria who's still going through it, and everyone around the country. Stay well throughout this time, and talk to you guys soon.
Stay healthy, guys.
Ciao.